morning. These are your BYU-Idaho Radio morning headlines for Wednesday, June 18th, 2025. Thanks for listening. I'm Jill Clary. Police arrested a man with allegations that he stabbed a woman and threatened to kill her after they found him in Idaho Falls. The 42-year-old Daytona Ray Travis is charged with felony aggravated battery and felony second-degree kidnapping. Court documents say that the Madison County Sheriff's Office responded to Madison Memorial Hospital on Sunday regarding a woman with a stab wound. The victim told the detective that she had been traveling from Idaho Falls to the Valley-Wide County store in Rexburg with Travis, and while they were in the store, Travis accused her of taking his phones. He threatened to waterboard her and said that if she didn't go with him, she would die. They drove to Beaverdick Park in Travis's 2014 Ford F-150 and parked by the river. After getting out of the truck, Travis threatened the victim with a knife, telling her to not make a scene. East Idaho News reports that the victim then went to grab her bags from the truck and walk back to Idaho Falls when Travis grabbed her right wrist and stabbed the palm of her hand with a black 6 to 8 inch folding hunting knife. The victim reportedly turned to walk away, but then felt something hit the back of her head and she fell to the ground. Travis then returned to his truck and left her in the park. Police sent out a release on Sunday stating that they were looking for Travis, and he was found on Monday in Idaho Falls by the Idaho Falls Police Department. He was then booked into the Madison County Jail. A board chaired by Idaho Governor Brad Little approved a $300,000 request to pay for Idaho State Police to transport people who have been convicted of crime and are legally in the U.S. to U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement detention centers to be deported. The vote to approve the request was unanimous from the Idaho State Board of Examiners during a meeting last Tuesday. The transports to ICE detention centers were not able to begin until the funding was approved. The $300,000 funding will come from the governor's emergency fund, which will be reimbursing Idaho State Police personnel for providing transportation to the ICE detention centers. Sleep in Heavenly Peace is a nonprofit that started in Idaho and is now nationwide. Student reporter Cody Miller has the story.
Since 2012, Sleep in Heavenly Peace has been providing beds for children whose families can't afford them. It started in Twin Falls when Luke and Heidi Mickelson heard that children in their community were sleeping on the floor of their houses. He gathered a young man in his congregation of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints who helped build a bunk bed. After that, Luke didn't stop and founded Sleep in Heavenly Peace to make sure that no child goes to sleep on the floor ever again. Today, the organization has 325 chapters and continues to grow with more opportunities to serve and make children's lives better. Levi Schaefer is the chapter director here in Rexburg and has had the opportunity to bless the lives of children for years.
I'm a school teacher now, and I was sharing the story of Sleep in Heavenly Peace at school, and one of my students the next day came in and said, Mr. Schaefer, 4 years ago, do you remember, this house? And I said, I don't. And then they said, well, 4 years ago, you delivered a bed to me, and it wasn't until yesterday that I realized that you delivered, and that's where I knew you from. You brought a bed to me 4 years ago.
Schaefer said that they have delivered 2,000 beds in eastern Idaho alone. However, the current economic situation has made it harder to recruit volunteers and receive donations.
Always reach out and sign up, but not just delivering beds for children, but always looking into your heart and look around and see how you can volunteer and help improve the lives of other people.
The organization can always use more volunteers and money to make more beds. Sleep in Heavenly Peace is in need of more than 163,000 beds. You can volunteer at shpbeds.org or call 844-432-2337, extension 5111. You can also find out more at their Facebook page. Just search for Sleep in Heavenly Peace. For BYU-Idaho Radio, I'm Cody Miller.
These have been your BYU-Idaho Radio morning headlines for June 18th, 2025. Thanks for tuning in. More news, interviews, and great content are available on our podcast feed. Search for BYU-Idaho Radio on your favorite podcast apps. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and more. You can also ask your smart speakers to play KBYI 94.3 FM. Have a great day. This is BYU-Idaho Radio, and I'm Jill Clary.